Hello, welcome back. You know what we're here for. I have to figure out stuff to say even though I have nothing to talk about. And I get to stim out with some Peggle, so. Me and my own fucking self-inflicted torture nexus. Oh, I forgot that's what that was, but I'm a genius. That was actually so fucking good. God damn. I forgot. I forgot. But let's hold on. Oh, here I am. Gavin, don't talk about the Peggle. Play some of the best fucking Peggle ever recorded. How can I not? I can't do all that shit and not say anything about it. How is a man supposed to not talk about the greatest peggling recorded for the small screen, huh? Now the last Peggle or the last peg is gonna be trouble. I don't know what the fuck I do about that. Okay, I almost nailed it. Yeah, this is. Nah, we got it. Oh! Let me shoot it again. Oh, thank God. Is the music broken? I'm not. No, the music is broken, right? You're supposed to have Out the Joy there? Hold on. Hold on. I promise I'll get into the fever volume. I mean, the sound effects are definitely there. Alright, I'll stop talking about fucking Peggle and talk about literally anything else. That's the mission. Now I could, I'll be honest, I'll be forthcoming with you. I could cheat here because as is my established pattern, established in Retro Rewind, I am watching the Cubs game on my second monitor. It is up. I am currently watching them lose to the Twins. That's a shitty bounce. I was kind of hoping for more there. So I could literally just shoutcast the baseball game, but I mean, I don't think I gotta tell anybody really in any explicit detail why. Probably shouldn't do that. Not like it's bad, but like it's not helpful if I actually believe in like refining any sort of wit or really anything other than like my baseball knowledge in this stuff. So you'll just hear reactions about uh as they pertain to the baseball games. Anything happens. Which I doubt. It's the top of the eighth and they're down 3 runs. But you never know. They're a good team. Literally, the only thing I'll say about the Cubs right now is I will be like, I have to clear my throat. I will actually be like kind of furious if they do not make it to the playoffs with a team as good as the one they have. I mean, I don't expect them to beat the Dodgers for the NL pennant. Like, it would be awesome if they did, obviously, but I'm not gonna like hold that against them. But they at least, they at least got to get the wild card. That's like the minimum. Their team is too good not to make it into the postseason. Wow, that didn't go at all how I wanted it to go. Okay, we're in a tricky situation here. I think I just have to do this. It ended up working out okay, I guess. What's going on with me? What can I use to fill the dead air? You know what? Real quick, I want to mention that I hate Mahjong a little bit right now, and it's entirely because I'm being denied my rank up. I played Mahjong Soul for like 2 consecutive months, like 2 games a day, basically, like pretty consecutively, until Adept 2. And for like 3 weeks, I was like, riding the promotion line like 100 points behind to dead ass like 10 promotion points to Adept 3 for like 3 weeks. Like I just could not get past. I just couldn't promote even though like very clearly is this, yeah, that's it. Left click to, or right click I should say, to speed up. Oh, I forgot I had the ability. Okay, that might actually be GG on this level then. But I was on the edge of promotion for like 3 weeks, and then at some point after like a 5-game losing streak, and we went down from being 100 points or less promotion points away from winning or from leveling up, which 100 points, just to be clear, is 2 wins. You get about 50 points per win. So it's like 2 or 3 wins away for 3 weeks consistently. And then I go on like a 5-game losing streak. So now it's down to like 300 points behind. I'm basically back to where you start when you promote into a new rank. And I was like, fuck this. This is like actually tilting me. I can't. I'm just going to step away. So I step away from Mahjong. I intended for it to be like a week, but it dead ass ends up becoming like 3. But like 2 weeks ago, I booted back up again, and I'm like, okay, I'm ready. Let's do this. I'm oops. Ooh, this is gonna be tough. And they didn't give me my ball back. Hold on, I kind of have to lock in here. Oh, this timing is not good. Oh, that timing is really. Oh, oh. Phew. Thank God I'm the GOAT. So anyways, about 2 weeks ago, I started playing my 2 daily games again, and I'm back at this point where I'm 100. I played my 2 games today already, and I got second and first. And so I'm back to being like 2 wins behind ranking up to Adept 3. And it's just not happening. And it hasn't gotten to the point where I'm like, fuck this game, I can't play it, it's tilting me. But it does feel like it does feel kind of Sisyphean, which I don't think it should be. It should not feel, cuz like I don't want to like chalk myself up as this like mahjong prodigy. It's just the fact that I learned the rules to Riichi Mahjong, and I was like, that makes sense. And I just took on to it. I would say for a beginner pretty well. Like I ranked into Adept from what's the first tier called? I ranked up after like 2 or 3 weeks of playing in ranked games. Like all 3 tiers of the rookie tier, I ranked up to Adept in like 2 or 3 weeks. I feel like that alone kind of speaks pretty well to like how well, oh, I was really hoping it'd go down here, how well I took on to Mahjong. And even now in the silver room, I do feel like, I mean, I am playing like better than the rest, because like sometimes when I lose, I'll check out what Maka says, and Maka's like, yeah, you're playing at like a B, right? Which is what I would expect for someone who is, you know, high adept, maybe could just get into expert, right? Or he's like, oh, you know, we're analyzing the game, and it's like you're chasing value when you can get it. You're chasing good hands. You're folding when you should be. You know, like it's not perfect mahjong, obviously, and sometimes I'll be a little stupid. just because it's fun to chase like risky hands or whatever. But like for the most part, like like it's what frustrates me is that I've been in this hell loop of not being able to go past Adept 2, even though I'm going into the Silver Room and playing against like Expert 2 players who just like pwn and chi their way into basic like Tanya hands all the time. Like beginner shit. It's like I didn't mean this to be a mahjong talk, but you know, I gotta talk about whatever the fuck I can, I guess. So mahjong is peeing me off. Okay, thank God I timed that with the ball bucket. What are we gonna do here? Okay, that will touch. Oh, I was really hoping. Okay, what the fuck are we gonna do about this, man? I deadass. I just have to. There we go. I'm a G. Phew. It's a shame about the FIFA music, but maybe it is playing and I just can't hear it because my headphones are off. But if it is playing, it's like super quiet. Because I definitely hear the sound effects, but it's fine. Who gives a fuck? Who gives a goddamn? No, my YouTube video is ruined. Without Ode to Joy playing when I win the level, everybody... It's... Jump scared me. I forgot that that's what Magic Hat did. Nobody's gonna watch my video, my Peggle Knights video, if they don't have the hype music. There's not gonna be any hype moments. I can't farm Aura without Ode to Joy playing. Oh... I've caught like not a lot. I just want to defend myself before I mention this briefly. I haven't watched very much like at all. Basically just like Ludwig's lecture because I figured it would be like the closest thing to like actually like informative or like insightful into the industry, but Streamer University is happening this oh, I was hoping I could get a lucky bounce. Streamer University is happening and it's really funny to see all the people like trying to legitimize streaming as like something that you could study. Which I don't, that's not me being like snobbish of like this isn't real art. It could be. And genuinely I do think Ludwig is one of those guys who is interested in like elevating. Do you think I could make that? I'm gonna go. Is actually is interested in like elevating like live streaming at YouTube to some sort of not deeper level, but like it does feel like he takes interest in understanding it and how it works beyond just like, yep, this is what pulls the numbers in. But everybody else, it is kind of funny. And like I said, it's not like, you know, eventually someday we will have to, like the film nerds of the world, the scholars of the world will have to like put their grumbling aside and they will have to like acknowledge that this is something to be like studied. I mean, we guess we kind of already have. I mean, the Mr. Beast effect, I suppose, is like an example of like at least like the psychology of making content. I think what delegitimizes it a little bit in my head is the fact that when people, including a lot of what I'm seeing at Streamer University, which again isn't a lot, it's just a couple of clips and Ludwig's lecture, what I'm seeing is like, it's not about like it as an art form beyond just like the general good advice of like you should do what interests you and not just what you think will make money or attract viewers to a clip. Which, okay, fair point. But at the end of the day, it is still treated like what you should learn about streaming and what like what information about making a stream is valuable is at the end of the day like how it can grow numbers and make money, which is a shame, you know. Right? Like if I'm thinking like if like I went to film school, right? If the entire appeal of film school was come here, if you can make it as basically we'll show you how to make money off of it, which in part they do, right? The idea behind film school is we will give you the skills to get a job in the industry, right? We don't expect you to be fucking Peter Jackson or whatever. Like we're not setting you up to be like this is how you like achieve your dreams and become a visionary artist or whatnot. It is mostly like here are the skills that will help you retain work and find work and make connections in the industry. But it is also it is like deemed like kind of important for you to like understand like the appeal of film. I can't believe I made that. Hold on, lock it in real quick. Oh, that's not gonna work. That's okay though. Anyway, you are expected to understand like some like theory as to how it works and like there's not a there's like a language to cinema which everybody who wants to be a part of who wants to be a part of filmmaking has to like fundamentally understand and sort of learn before anybody, you know, in order to, I feel like for people to consider you as like learned in regards, I can't do this, man. This is impossible. No way. No way. We just gotta reset. I don't know, I'm really bad at explaining shit because I got fucking pandemic talking skills, but like film theory is like more than just like the industry side of it, I suppose. It is about like how film works and like what the appeal of it is and the language of it. Well, what I'm seeing a lot at Streamer University is like how do you how do I really should do a better job at explaining this because otherwise this sounds really hypocritical, right? Because film school is a lot about like how to get a job in there. I guess what makes it different is that when you go to film school, it's not with the delusion that you will be like a top tier director someday, which is the case with like streamers, I suppose. Where it is in part like kind of a zero-sum game where someone's success means someone watching another stream while you're live is like direct like competition and whatnot, and it's that everybody like nobody becomes, I shouldn't say nobody, but you know, at least from my perspective, I didn't like take classes and learn. I'm like, I want to be a writer, and I'm gonna take some editing stuff here and there, take a sound course and whatnot. I'm not going to take these film classes because I think that is the key to me becoming rich and famous someday. I guess that's the difference. It feels, yeah, you know what? I guess that's it. It's kind of like legitimizing people's like it feels like trying to teach a get rich scheme for like how to win like a Keno game, you know. It has to be something with like some level of like mathematical skill, right? Because I'm God, if you've heard me fucking ramble about this shit all this time, you know that I do believe that this is like a skill. God damn, I didn't even mean for that to happen. I just felt like I had to clutch it up on the next one. Accidentally the greatest Peggle player to ever do it. Like, this is a skill, and there is there is like stuff you can learn from this, even though most of the people who are going to streamer university aren't doing like desktop shit. They want to be like Speed and Kaizenat. They want to do all the IRL like crazy shit, which I think already just kind of makes me like it kind of puts me off just like inherently, I guess, where it's like, oh, the idea of the content is that you're just being loud and obnoxious and bothering people. Okay. But yeah, it's like getting a film degree is already like a mistake, but if I go into like a film 101 auditorium, like a lecture where someone is teaching like the basic fundamentals of what it means, what like the language of, or sorry, the history of cinema, how it's made, yada yada yada. I could believe that, like, maybe not half, because again, it's a very competitive industry, film is, but I could look at that room, see all the dedicated young minds who have decided that they want to get into the film industry, and I can easily imagine that like 30% of them, 35% of them will be working in some sort of related field 5 years down the road. Maybe it's not literally on a fucking sound studio stage, but maybe they're filming like commercials, or maybe they're working at like a TV station. They're a cameraman behind the news, or something like that. I can genuinely believe that getting a degree in film, I mean, I know it actually. It's not like I don't really have to speculate too much on it. You can get like you can genuinely like make a decent career off of learning, skills related to the trade of filmmaking. And there is like a market for it. Oh, I forgot I have this shit. I forgot I had auto aim. Please save me. Please. Oh, not even enough to get a free ball. Oh, big L on my part. And even if it's not like film specifically, or even like just audio visual. Oh, fuck. Oh, thank God for the ball bucket. Even if it's not audio visual related to begin with, like, you could still pick up skills from a film school that could help in, I mean, basically any other creative medium. Is this gonna, at least they gave me the free ball. I guess what I'm getting at is that I mean, at the end of the day, I am like cynical enough to acknowledge that Streamer University isn't actually about like, it wasn't made to like actually cultivate the next generation of like Kai Cenats and Ludwigs or anything like that. It was made to get a bunch of small streamers, put them in one area where all of them are streaming, and cause like hijinks and whatnot. And Kai Cenat gets to pretend to be the dean of a school and, you know, do like yell at students and like put them in detention and whatnot. Like, it's not actually about like nurturing future content creators. It's more about like just the content itself. But it's still the fact that it's like under the guise of like we're teaching, you know, promising young content creators and connecting them with established content creators who can teach them all sorts of information that maybe they otherwise would not be privy to or couldn't. What am I gonna do here? I'm gonna try over here. Okay, not bad. At least it opened this up. Look at that. Who needs your fucking auto aim? Okay, I think we definitely want to go in here. There we go. But the fact that it's under the guise of like a school, and some people are like taking it seriously and whatnot. You know, I really don't want to like sound snobby about it, but like, I feel like, oh, it would have been cool. Oh, it would have been really cool. But like at the end of the day, really, the thing is, like, if you want to be a director for film, that's what that's specifically what you want to do. You want to direct movies. Like, it's good to like learn a lot about it and to understand the history and understand like what you want to do specifically. Where do I want to? It's probably here, right? Yeah, there we go. It's good to like understand like the. Oh, I forgot I had this. Okay, not bad. And we got the free ball. Okay, I'll take it. It's good to be a little learned if you want to become a director. But the thing is that you can learn hypothetically about film as much as possible, and it does prepare you a little bit. It is good for you and whatnot. But really, like, I can't believe I missed all those bounces. That sucks. I got a free ball. I guess it wasn't too bad. But the thing about directing is the best experience to be a director is simply to make movies, whether it's in your backyard or whether you have like a budget at all or anything. The best experience to become a better director is to make movies. The second best, if you can't like actually find a way, which you can find a way, but like, you know, basically the second best, like if you can have this opportunity, you should take it. To learn the skills to be a director is to be on a film set, right? To be on set and see what the director is doing and see what it's like to be on a film shoot, see what problems they run into, see how they solve problems, yada, yada, yada. That's like, if you want to be a creator in that sense, you want to be a director, if you can, just make movies. Otherwise, just work on set. That's why writers tend to become directors, because even though maybe what they're like, I forgot I was auto aiming. It's fine. No, it's fine. Okay, it was really fine, I guess. Yeah, there we go. Okay, next time I'm gonna remember. I'm gonna actually utilize my auto aim decently well. Actually, that was pretty goated, and I don't really know what to do with it now. Aim it around here. I really didn't set you up there, huh? You know what? I can't complain. Anyways, what I'm getting at is, with anything like this, the best way to get into it is to just do it, or to like up front, like observe it, and then just sort of like take the wisdom from there. Ooh. I just gotta chip away at it now. I guess I could have tried to go for off the wall, but I had 5 extra balls. Who cares? Anyways, what I'm getting at is that, like, if I actually had any interest in becoming a streamer, I feel like I'm already doing the best, like, the best thing I can to if there's anything to learn, to learn about this, I think the best thing you can do is just do this, especially without the chat, because it's way harder. And like, if you don't want to be a director, you know, you don't want to make your backyard movies like I'm currently doing, I guess is like the metaphor I'm going for. If you don't want to do that, the other one day I'm gonna actually use my aim assist in a good way. I mean, it never can go wrong, so I guess I can't complain. Anyways, if you don't want to do this, the second best thing you can do is to just watch a stream, but with like intent and mindfulness. So like, instead of just like brain off, I'm having, you know, I'm just turning this on so I have background noise before I put the Hungry Man dinner in the microwave, you know? The second best thing you can do, if it's not this, if it's not just A, either streaming, or B, doing this, which basically is like streaming to 0 people, is to just like pull up a stream from your favorite streamer and just like watch it and take notes of what they do and why what they do works. And truthfully, I think really all you have to like pick up really is find your like own personal like slice of charisma and charm, and then B, do something interesting, like take a neat concept and then see it through. Do I want to do one more? Hold on, how long have I been rambling for? 30 minutes. Fuck it. Fuck it. So yeah, I guess that's what it's funny because like, if you go to film school, you can go to learn many like ideas and crafts and trades. Like there's a lot of skills and really helpful knowledge you could learn from film school that allows you to have a good chance at being like an editor, or being a sound person, like a Foley artist, to being like a DP, like a photographer, a cameraman. You know, like if you go to film school, yeah, maybe like 10 to 20% of them who go to film school, they're like, my end goal is to be a director. I want to direct by the end of this. So I'm going to film school in order to do that. What is my special ability again? The Electro Bolt? Oh, I'm out. Oh, oops. Completely brained off on that one. Oh, I see. Yeah, okay, I see. Anyway, yeah. Does this make sense? It seems like silly to me because you can go to film school and you get the degree and you pick up all the skills it takes in order to be like a Foley artist, let's say. And so you can like use those skills to be like an audio engineer. Maybe it's not film that you end up in. Maybe you end up in like music, or maybe you end up being the guy behind the mixer at like a Broadway show or whatever. Like, just because you didn't end up going in film specifically, it doesn't mean that your education was a waste of time. Your education is useful in like so many like fields. But with Streamer University, the whole point is basically like, yeah, man, we're gonna teach you how to be a director. If you follow our instructions, do what our professors do, take it seriously, like really lock in and try to be the best at this school out of like the 400 people that we selected here, you could be like the next Christopher Nolan. We're going to turn you into a regular Scorsese. By the end of the year, everybody's going to be tuning in for your own Irishman, your own Goodfellas, and you're winning Best Picture. Like, it seems really silly when you like watch and you're like, damn, like everybody's kind of like chasing the dream here, but not everybody can do it. Then again, I guess to be a successful streamer, you don't literally have to be like number one at the top, right? It would be a successful experience, I suppose, if you go from like, oh, it's attached to the ball bucket. She was in the first Peggle, but I just forgot. It's been, like I said, it's been like 4 or 5 years since I played Peggle 1. Oh, we're in it again. Okay. I don't know. I guess it's like I'm kind of like overanalyzing and nitpicking something that is like obviously not like it being a school where you learn stuff is just kind of like the frosting on it. It's just supposed to like, it's a cute like way to like it's a cute excuse to have all of these people, big and small streamers around to interact with each other. It's not actually about learning. It's just like under the facade of learning. Well, really, the most beneficial thing out of it, I suppose, is just the exposure. The fact that you could be like a streamer with like 10,000 followers, like 15 live viewers at any one time, and it's like, whoa, all of a sudden you're on like 20 streams at the same time, and like 5 of them are from like big ass streamers. But I don't know. I guess this is my fault at the end of the day, honestly, because I saw, or I heard that Ludwig was gonna do a lecture, and I saw what it was about, how to get lucky, and I was like, you know what? That's interesting. I wonder if there will actually be like, if there's like, I don't know, if like he could teach me something that otherwise I would have. Oh, I just missed the green. Like I said, he seems like someone who's actually interested in like refining it and like going beyond just doing it as like a way to make money. It seems like he puts a lot of stake in, putting a bit of himself into it. So I was wondering if we could get some, because I am really interested about like analyzing modern day internet content as an art form, as like something that could be studied and examined. But I guess to like wrap up my rambling and sort of get to the point of what I'm trying to say, I'm kind of disappointed that at the end of the day, it's mostly just like, how do you make money doing it? Whether you have 10 viewers or whether you have 20,000 viewers, what's the best way to make money out of it? Which I guess just kind of speaks to the times, right? It's so hard to live nowadays to where everybody's just kind of seeking out a way to get rich easily. It doesn't even mean like that you pursue streaming because that's what you want to do. Right? Like that's why I wanted to check out Ludwig's lecture on this specifically, because he dead ass seems like, this is what I want to do. This is my life. I personally find joy pushing the boundaries of being a streamer. While a lot of other streamers, it feels like this is just kind of what worked out, Like a lot of them want to be voice actors. Losing my own voice to cap it off. Like some of them want to be voice actors, some of them want to be like singers, and like some of them just literally just want to be rich, to just want an easy way to be rich. But he seems like this is what it's about. And so I wanted to see what he had to say, and he had a lot of nice things to say. This isn't me coming in to be like, what a fucking scam. I didn't learn anything. I did learn a lot, but I guess I watched it because I wanted to see like if there was like anybody who could like satisfy my current appetite of like getting like, I know film theory. Can we do like YouTube theory, I guess, Is there a way to like sort of dissect the language of content in a way that is informative and in a way that we can like study it, and like people who love this stuff, this content, can like define rules and break those rules, like, I don't know. I've always fancied, ever since I was a little kid, always fancied myself as a bit of a wannabe academic, and the fact that we're so clearly in a new era, but we can't like really like put to words academically what we are experiencing is kind of frustrating, and I wish I was smart enough to do it myself, but maybe if I do this long enough, God knows, I fucking love yapping about this shit. Every time I come on here, that's all I want to fucking talk about, I guess. Maybe with enough practice with this, I'll be able to craft it myself. And it's not like it's Ludwig's fault that he didn't satisfy that itch that I was looking for, that framework to study and understand whatever you want to call this in a way that's actually like informative and educational and academic. Honestly, it's just that's, I think, primarily, if we want to pin the blame on anyone, we pin the blame on Google and Amazon, because it's even more than like film ever was in its infancy. This is just about like making money. Like from, I guess, no, it is pretty similar. It's just kind of streamlined, I guess. Because early film was just about like we're just doing whatever the fuck we want, and you could say the same thing about early YouTube. And towards the like 30s, we got the studio system in Hollywood where it was basically just like the 5 major Hollywood studios just like cranking shit out, making scummy ass deals. It like it wasn't about like it truthfully it is very similar to our I guess our Mr. Beast era of YouTube and streaming and content creation, where it's literally just about how can we squeeze as much money out of this as possible, like creature features, right? The idea of like spending like fucking $10,000 on a movie with a bunch of teenagers and a guy in a cheap rubber suit to chase them around like a campsite, not show anything. It's just the whole movie is just like "Rawr, rawr," and then like they hit them on like the back of the head and then they like pass out and that's them dying and whatnot, like, you know what I mean, like old school like 40s 50s creature features where the whole point basically was to make it as cheap as possible and to trick like teenagers to take their dates to a drive-in to watch it, to waste like a nickel on that. Wasn't really about making art. Nobody gave a goddamn about that. That's why Citizen Kane was such a big deal, because Citizen Kane with Orson Welles was kind of the only, was like really the first major Hollywood like project where RKO was like, okay, we're gonna let you make the movie you want to make. You're the big visionary. You did War of the Worlds and whatnot. Like, you got the ideas. We have faith that if we leave it up to you, we will be rewarded for doing so. So I guess I kind of like Mobius double reached around my way into realizing that it is still like kind of parallel to the history of film, but instead of the like, it took like, when did the studio system start? It had to be like the late 20s at the earliest. I'd imagine it really took off in like probably the mid 30s, I would say. That's when I would guess, when it's like, okay, here are the big 5. You're an actor, you sign a contract with a studio, and you can only work with that one studio. We're gonna ask you to do like 4 movies a year. Like, and if you don't do that, we're gonna cut your like hour, or not your hours, but like cut your fucking pay and whatnot. Like, the old studio system was fucked, and it got outlawed. 50s or 60s? I think it got outlawed definitely in either the 40s or the 50s. I don't know if it was an FDR thing. That's the thing I'm trying to think about. It sounds like it'd be an FDR thing. I'm botching this one. Okay. So like around in the 40s, the studio system gets broken up and they're like, "Hey, you can't just like fuck over people willy-nilly like this to make as much money as possible with movies. You got to be a little responsible." So, maybe in the future, when like mostly Google, but like basically every media company gets like, or internet media company. So I don't know who else is that other than like Amazon, Billy, whatever. Like, maybe someday when it's like, yeah, man, actually this is like a fucking gross monopoly where you are like, you are actively making the world and the thing that we like, content, worse by by having complete control, and so we're going to take away your control and put in regulation and laws about like how you can, I guess in the case of YouTube would be like how you can like monetize it, and like probably a big thing about kids content would happen in there and whatnot. Like once we get into the next era, we're kind of like in the studio system era right now. And once we get into that next era where it's not about like how can we squeeze every drop of value out of these videos for as cheaply and for as little in return, you know what I'm saying. Once we push past that and it's kind of just like making videos and being a streamer and whatnot is not about making money because it's an easy way. If you can make it, if you're one of the lucky ones to make it, it's an easy way to just make shit tons of money. It goes beyond that, and it's just like, yeah, it's still like an industry. It's still a way to make money, but it's not as rat fucky. I don't know what other word. I don't know what word I'm looking for specifically is, but not as like soul crushing. I get a little soul crushing when I think about how people really like kind of throw away their lives to chase, um, you know, like the idea, like when I think about like kids content creators, like people who are like, I do not give a fuck about the kids, but if you make videos for the kids, you make a lot of money, so I'm going to throw away all of my pride just to make shitty kids content. Like when I think about people like that, or people who, like I talked about it last time, who just are like, yeah, I'm here to fucking say the most egregiously bad opinions onto TikTok for super engagement, and I don't care that everybody hates me and thinks I'm an idiot or whatnot. What matters is that I got views, I got the clip took off, and I made some money because it convinced like a toothpaste sponsor to hire me for $300 to make a TikTok about their toothpaste. Like it's just so like, if you think about it as like an artistic endeavor, and you see just how much it isn't treated like that by the rest of the world and even by like a lot of people in it, makes me sad, man. But maybe it'll be better. Like I imagine that whatever legislation or whatever regulations come in place that will break this up and like put it into the post studio system era. Obviously, you either gotta break up the companies or just have the government buy it, which I think the fact that like services as big as Google, YouTube, and Amazon are like not like a joint venture under like the UN or something is just fucking crazy. Fucking late stage capitalism, I guess. But another one would probably be like, yeah, man, we gotta be better about like saying what's an advertisement and what advertisements look like and all that stuff. Like you can't just have half of the TikTok platform be people fake reviewing like, I just got this hello jello bellies. They're like bear-shaped jelly beans, and I was looking for like an alternative to gummy bears, and nothing really scratched that itch. But these ones from Mumbo Wumbo Incorporated, like it can't just all be like ads. Like the fact that a YouTube creator, like takes like a month to make a video that they're really passionate about, and the only way they can like sustain and excuse doing that is to sneak 2 minutes of like an ad for some completely unrelated thing into it, because that's the only way for it to be sustainable. is it's a fucked up you know, if you're like me and you want to view it as like a budding art form, what a fucked up environment for it to be in, you know what I mean? So, I've been saying a whole fucking lot of nothing, but hopefully I mean, I guess what matters is that I said stuff at all to begin with. I'm hoping it made a little bit of sense. I'm all over the fucking place, man, but the only way to get better at it is to keep doing it, so. Octopus Lady is taken care of, as you can see. That was the last one. Now we gotta go to the master levels. It's like 10 levels or something of the hardest ones, and you get mixed up with a bunch of. You get the. I think you choose like how they work or whatever, or they're just the hardest levels. That's how you do get to choose. But we're not doing that. We're saving that for next time. So that's it. 30 minutes of my own pointless rambling about how this is all pointless, and now I gotta wrap up and say thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Please leave a comment about your own thoughts about this. Am I right? Am I wrong? What would you personally do if you were at Streamer University? The world is absurd. But I'm gonna keep pushing that boulder up that hill. And I'll be back for more Peggle sometime soon. Bye!